Okay, that was horrendous. Um, wow, that was arduous. I don't know what happened. Like I was literally saying before it died, this stream, I think it only happens when I schedule a stream. Like when I go sporadically, it never happens. But anytime I schedule it, my my stream just stops working within like the first 2 minutes. So I don't know. Thank you guys. Thank you, Vera and Yannick, for sticking around. Okay, I have to go. I'm gonna go remove that last one. Um, yeah, I know, Vera, right? Um, yeah, I don't know how I'll do that because scheduling lets you guys get here early and leave comments on it and stuff and bump it up before it goes live. So I don't even. Hey, Porsche, I saw you say hi on the last one before it died. So, yeah, let me delete the old one because that wasn't even 2 minutes long. Okay, there we go. Just so nobody clicks on it by accident. Okay, so hello again. If the stream dies, which I kind of doubt now because it only really does it like once ever, I'll make another. So just hold tight, okay, guys. All right, put that there. Twitch streaming. I have thought about it. I just figure that I could just streamline everything, and if YouTube offers me everything, like if I don't have to do Patreon, if I have memberships, I don't have to do Twitch if there's YouTube Live. I just like to keep everything like on the same page. But I don't know. Maybe I should really start looking into Twitch. I doubt this problem. Well, it's not really a YouTube problem. It's more of an internet problem, I think. But I don't know. Maybe Twitch would be better. So anyway, let me get a sip and we'll get on to trivia. How's that? First of all, how is everyone today? There's a lot of Europeans that I see here. It could be the neighbors. I don't know. It's just very weird that whenever I schedule a stream, the internet just like shuts down at the start of every stream I do. But only when I schedule it. Anyway. Harvey can't wait for the questions. I've got questions for you, so don't worry. Okay, so tonight's first quiz that I made for you guys is called Famous Places. I have a book. It's down there. I'm not going to grab it. That has big old maps that has little facts. Last week, hey, Mandy Jane Little J. Hello. Last week I used the biography sections in there to make a quiz. Today I used the famous places section of it to make a little quiz for you. So I'm going to describe a place in the world. It can be man-made or natural. You have to tell me where that place is and not just say like Germany. You have to say like the actual place in Germany, right? The actual monument or landscape, etc. You guys get it. Whoever gets it first wins the question. Let me put on live chat just so I don't miss anybody. And let's get started. First, I have 150 by the way for you, so let's get into it. For the first question, it's the world's most visited art museum and has artifacts from across human history. It's the world's most visited art museum. Connor got it first. It's the Louvre. Very good, Connor. The answer is the Louvre. Number 2. Legend has it that the 40,000 pillars rising out of the sea on the Antrim coastline were built by a giant. Legend has it that the 40,000 pillars rising out of the sea on the Antrim coastline were built by a giant. And Connor got it again. It's the Giant's Causeway. Very good, Connor, over in Ireland. The Giant's Causeway. Very good. Number 3. King Ludwig II started building this castle in 1869, and when it was finished, it became known as the Castle of the Fairy Tale King. It's a castle built by King Ludwig II, the Fairy Tale King. Not Braunschweig. that it's not it. He did build a lot of castles, but this was his most iconic. It inspired Disney to make the Sleeping Beauty castle in Disneyland. Hi, Farouk. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. So again, King Ludwig II started building this castle in 1869, and when it was finished, it became known as the Castle of the Fairy Tale King. It's by far his most famous castle out of all of the castles he constructed. There you go, Connor got it. It is Neuschwanstein. Neuschwanstein Castle. Very good, Connor. The answer is Neuschwanstein Castle. Next question, number 4. At the foothills of the Alps, this glacial lake is one of the deepest in Europe and is popular with the rich and famous. At the foothills of the Alps, this glacial lake is one of the deepest in Europe and is popular with the rich and famous. I did stagnate like the easy and hard ones. Stagger, I mean to say. I did stagger the easy and the hard ones. There's a little dog that's been barking all afternoon. So, apologies for that. Not like Le Mans. Not like Garda, not Lago di Braias. Oh, hey, Slim Hat. I'm not going for Lucerne. The foothills of the Alps. There you go. Sarah got it. It is Lake Como. That's what we're going for. Lake Como. Lake Como is the answer. Next question. Catch the Kirovskaya Railway to the northernmost city in the Arctic Circle, which is covered in snow most of the year. Catch the Kirovskaya Railway to the northernmost city in the Arctic Circle, which is covered in snow most of the year. Let me grab a sip real quick. I was hoping you can't hear the dogs outside. Veer got it. It is Murmansk. Murmansk is the answer. Good job, Veer. The answer is Murmansk. Next question. Construction of Gaudi's remarkable church was started in 1882, but it's still not complete. And Sarah got it first. It is La Sagrada Familia. Very good, Sarah. The answer is La Sagrada Familia. Last I read, it's believed to be finished in 2030, so we should be able to see the end of the cathedral in our lifetimes. It's pretty exciting. Next question. The highest mountain in Greece, and as legend would have it, home to the ancient Greek gods. The highest mountain in Greece, and as legend would have it, home to the ancient Greek gods. And Slim Hat got it first. It is Mount Olympus. Very good, Slim. The answer is Mount Olympus. Next question. This enormous museum has over 1 million objects, with 8,000 of them permanently displayed, the most famous being paintings by Rembrandt and Vermeer. That's your big clue. It's an enormous museum. No, Dark Cameron, it's not the Louvre. We already actually did that one. Rembrandt and Vermeer is your big hint. It's a huge, enormous. Also, take a drink anytime this quiz says enormous. I didn't write these. I modified some of them to make them a little easier, but they use the word enormous over and over again. I think this is the first time. This enormous museum has over 1 million objects, with 8,000 of them permanently displayed, the most famous being paintings by Rembrandt and Vermeer. If you know your art history, think about where Rembrandt and Vermeer are from, and then think about the most famous museum in that country. So it's not the Met or MoMA Veer. It is so Netherlands, correct. It's in the Netherlands. What's the most famous museum that you know in the Netherlands? At least famous art museum, right? the last big hint I can give you. There we go. Fear got it. It's the Rijksmuseum. Very good, Fear. The answer is the Rijksmuseum. Next question. This is the largest of the islands off Estonia's coast, and it boasts the only intact medieval fortress in the Baltics. Sarah got it. It is Saaremaa. Very good, Sarah. The answer is Saaremaa. Saaremaa. Next question. This might be a tricky one. Inside this ancient salt mine, you'll find a vast network of underground tunnels and chambers, many of which have had altars and monuments carved from the salt. So it's an ancient salt mine, which features altars and monuments carved out of the salt in this vast network of underground tunnels and chambers. Any guesses as to what this could be? Any guesses? It's not that Slim Hat. I kind of hesitated putting it here, but Fear got it. It is Velička Salt Mine. Velička Salt Mine. I wasn't sure anyone would get that one because I was worried, like, what if there's other, like, salt mines that have all these carved things in it, but Velička is the most famous one. Next question. Jump on a train and travel through the world's longest and deepest train tunnel. It is Polish. 37 miles through the mountains of the Alps. It has a maximum depth of 8,000 feet. It didn't have meters and things in the book, though. American distances. It's not that simple. Yannick got it. It is the Gotthard Base Tunnel. Very good, Yannick, a resident Swiss. It is the Gotthard Base Tunnel. Next question. Thought. I know I saw it too, Farouk. Good job. You said it too, but Yannick got it in first. Next question. Thought to be the inspiration behind Disneyland. This is one of the oldest amusement parks in the world. Thought to be the inspiration behind Disneyland. This is one of the oldest amusement parks in the world. If you can't tell, we're slowly making our way across Europe, and we're going to start heading into Asia very soon. One of the oldest amusement parks in the world. Hey, Gig Rocks, welcome. Thought to be the inspiration behind Disneyland. This is one of the oldest amusement parks in the world. No problem, Gig Rocks. Not those, Fear and Connor. This is a very famous park. I'm trying to think of a good hint, but I think I'm just going to tell you the country. It is in Denmark. There we go. Sarah got it. It is Tivoli. Very good, Sarah. The answer is Tivoli Gardens. Very good, Sarah. Sarah knows they're obscure Northern Europe places. Next question. In Turkey's capital city, you can visit the hilltop mausoleum of Ataturk, the country's first president. In this city, Turkey's capital city, you can visit the hilltop mausoleum of Ataturk, the country's first president. And Slim Hat got it first. It is Ankara. Very good, Slim Hat. The answer is Ankara. Or Ankara. I'm not positive. Next question. With 3,000 years of history and the sacred Ganges River running through it, this is considered India's spiritual capital. Hold on. There we go. With 3,000 years of history and the sacred Ganges River running through it, This is considered India's spiritual capital. It is neither of those. Farouk and Slim Hat. It's not Calcutta, Connor. It's definitely like the most sacred site along the Ganges River in this town. Very, very sacred Hindu place. Janella got it. It is Varanasi. Very good, Janella. Welcome to the game. The answer is Varanasi. Very, very good. Next question. In the 18th century, Emperor Long built this royal complex. Hey, Alex, welcome. Good to see you again. So, in the 18th century, Emperor Long built this royal complex. I think I need to give it a better hint. Emperor Long built this Vietnamese royal complex. It is in Vietnam. I probably should have been a little more. I probably should have added more hints to that because that sounds pretty vague. But in the 18th century, Emperor Long built this Vietnamese royal complex. It's not the Forbidden City or the Taj Mahal, but those will come up later in this quiz, so keep those in the back of your mind for when they do pop up. Oh, I'm sorry, Farouk. I'm so sorry. I did not know that. I only know it is Varanasi. I do apologize, Farouk. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, different things are called different things in different languages. I have no way of knowing that. So let's see. Okay, good, Farouk. I was hoping that you weren't really upset. Anyway, in the 18th century, and feel free to Google too, because it seems like I've stumped the chat. So Google is our friend always. Don't feel like it's cheating. It's okay. In the 18th century, Emperor Long built this Vietnamese royal complex. It is located in Vietnam. This dog has been barking for like an hour and a half outside. I think like its owners must be out somewhere and the dog's at home, the window's open, and it's barking at something like crazy. It's a little dog too. I've seen it before. There we go. Connor got it. It's Hue, city of Hue. Great job, Connor. The answer is Hue. Next question. Now a World Heritage Site, this historical park contains 4 stunning temples built in the 14th and 15th centuries when this was Thailand's capital city. Now a World Heritage Site, this historical park contains 4 stunning temples built in the 14th and 15th centuries when this was Thailand's capital city. It's not Chiang Mai, Connor, but again, that's going to come up later in the quiz, so hold on to that thought because we will get back to Chiang Mai. This was Thailand's capital for the longest time. It is Ayutthaya. Very good, Veer, or Ayutthaya, depending on who you ask. Very good, Veer. The answer is Ayutthaya or Ayutthaya. Good night, Yannick. Sleep well. Next question. I promise there are easy ones in here, like this next one is very easy. Here it is. You can't really see it from space, but China's famous collection of defensive walls is more than 13,000 miles long. And Veer got it first. It's the Great Wall. Very good, Veer. The answer is the Great Wall of China. Very good. Good night, Yannick. Next question. Oh, Gareth is here. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Gareth. I don't think the dog is in distress. I just think it's alone and bored and is barking at anything going by. No, Farouk, it's not visible from space. That's a myth. It's one that's just like perpetuated for whatever reason, but the Great Wall is not visible from space. There are lots of things that are visible from space that are man made, but the Great Wall's not one of them. I think it's probably too narrow. Next question. This 9th century Buddhist temple is the largest in the world, decorated with thousands of sculpted panels. For tourism reasons. Oh, that's right. I left my fridge plugged in, my bad. You probably can't hear it anyway, so. Yeah, I wonder if they say that just so more people can come to see it. It is not Angkor Wat. Alex got it. It is Borobudur. Very good, Alex. The answer is Borobudur. But again, hold on to Angkor Wat because that's going to come up. Actually, no, it's not. Angkor Wat's not in this list. Keep that in mind. None of the answers are Angkor Wat. Borobudur is in Indonesia. It's this massive landscape of just stupas. As far as the eye can see, they're all like big bell-shaped stupas. It's pretty cool. I would like to see it someday. Next question. This park is dedicated to peace. It was created to remember the awful destruction in August 1945 by 2 USA atomic bombs. Let me get another sip real quick. This park is dedicated to peace. It was created to remember the awful destruction in August 1945 by 2 USA atomic bombs. Alex, it's not the Nagasaki Peace Park. You're very close. It's the other one. It's not within the city of Nagasaki, this place in particular. There you go. The Hiroshima Peace Park. There you go. Alex got it first. The Hiroshima Peace Park. Good job to everyone else who got it too. The Hiroshima Peace Park. Next question. Hey, JJ. There are over 130 courtyards and 55 temples, as well as an ancient palace in this busy and beautiful square. I feel like I should be more specific with that one too. This place is in, well, let me read it one more time and I'll put in the name of the country. Maybe someone will get it. There are over 130 courtyards and 55 temples, as well as an ancient palace in this busy and beautiful Nepalese square. It is in Nepal. It's like the most, I guess, one of the most famous places in Nepal, other than like Mount Everest. It's definitely like the big thing to do. I will get to Saudi Arabia eventually. The category tonight is famous places around the world. So I'm reading descriptions of famous locations, and you have to tell me what they are. So for this one, close, Connor. It's not the Tibetan square, but it is blank square. There are over 130 courtyards and 55 temples, as well as an ancient palace in this busy and beautiful square. It's not Tiananmen Square. And it is in Kathmandu, Janella, but it's not called Kathmandu Square. It is in Kathmandu. Yes. I was like doubting myself. Like, yes, it is. I know it is. It has its own special name. It is in Nepal, in Kathmandu. It's not that fair. It is the biggest, oldest, most important of all of like the big square courtyards in Nepal. I'm pretty sure I showed it on my tablet when I was doing a video in Nepal. Because it's really impressive. It is a very beautiful place. And again, Google is your friend. I don't think I can give out any more hints. Not Rana Square. There are quite a few squares throughout Nepal, but this is like the biggest, oldest one. Yeah, Gareth, exactly. That's funny. There we go. Connor got it. It's Durbar Square. Right after Alex got it. It is Durbar Square. Very good, Connor. Durbar Square. Turn the page here. I write them out of my notebook so you could hear the page turning sounds. That wasn't very good though. Don't forget to give this stream a little thumbs up. I think it's going to stay on this time. So let's try to get this up to at least 20 likes for now. If you haven't liked this video yet, please do so that the algorithm can spread it around YouTube and more people can come and play with us. Next question. Oh, good, Mandy, I'm glad. This area of land, which includes part of Jerusalem, is governed by the Palestinian people. This area of land, which includes part of Jerusalem, is governed by the Palestinian people. And Connor got it. It is the West Bank. Very good, Connor. Got it first. The answer is the West Bank. My foot is super asleep right now. Ooh, it's pins and needles. Anyway, I'm going to try to stretch out my legs so there's more blood flow. There we go. Next question. The highest mountain in Iran is considered a potentially active volcano because of the fumaroles near the crater summit. Oh, your knee was asleep. That's got to be awkward. The highest mountain in Iran is considered a potentially active volcano. And Alex got it. It is Mount Damavand. Very good, Alex. It is Damavand. Very, very good, Alex. Next question. Or next location, I should say. They're not in the form of questions. Good night, Sarah. You're very sharp. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is the lowest river in the world, starting on the slopes of Mount Hermon and ending at the Dead Sea. No, Mount Ararat is not in Iran at all. This is the lowest river in the world, starting at the slopes of Mount Hermon and ending at the Dead Sea. And Farouk got it first. It is the Jordan River. Very good, Farouk. The answer is the Jordan River. Next location. This cloud-piercing tower may become the tallest building in the world upon completion at 3,280 feet. I know Farouk, but I always shout out who gets it first. Otherwise, the stream would be much, much longer saying everyone's name all the time. This cloud-piercing tower may become the tallest building in the world upon completion at 3,280 feet. So it's still under construction. Alex got it. It's the Jeddah Tower. Very good. It's in Saudi Arabia. In Jeddah. It's the Jeddah Tower. Very good, Alex. Jeddah Tower. Hey, Marcus. Good to see you again. Who knows if the Jeddah Tower will ever be finished, but I don't know. Right, Farouk? Exactly. Didn't the construction stop? I know it stopped during the COVID lockdowns, and I don't think it's resumed. Oh, no man is here. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Next location. Speaking of tall towers, one of the tallest buildings in the world. They've since been surpassed, but are still a striking addition to the Kuala Lumpur skyline. I know Farouk, Saudi Arabia throws money at so many strange projects. So does the UAE. It's like they have so much money, they just don't know what to do with it, right? And Slim Hat got it first. It's the Petronas Towers. The Petronas Twin Towers. Very good, Slim Hat. Petronas Trim Towers. Gareth, that's funny. We're going to go to, on my ASMR Around the World series, we're heading toward Abu Dhabi. So there'll be some UAE stuff coming up soon, but we've got a couple places to visit first. Next location. Okay. This 123 floor, 1,800 foot skyscraper is the tallest building in South Korea and the sixth tallest building in the world. The tallest building in South Korea and the sixth tallest building in the world. And Alex got it. It's the Lotte World Tower. Alex got it first. Great job. It is the Lotte World Tower. I agree, Farouk. There's so many better things that money can go to besides skyscrapers, just for clout, just because they're trying to beat the UAE. But moving on. Next location. There are over 170 floating villages on this freshwater lake, the largest in Southeast Asia. Still trying to wake up my foot. There are over 170 floating villages on this freshwater lake, the largest in Southeast Asia. I need the lake. Oh no, ma'am. The largest lake in Southeast Asia. I think I just need to change how I'm sitting. I'm cutting it off circulation somewhere. There we go. There are over 170 floating villages. It is near the Mekong, and Alex got it. It's Tonle Sap. Very good, Alex. The answer is Tonle Sap. Yeah, we don't get too political here, right? But we get political, just not too political. Ah oui, Tonle Sap. Yes. Next location. The Big Five, which is lions, leopards, rhinos, elephants, and buffalo, all roam free in South Africa's largest national park. Just ASMR vibes, like, oh, my whole leg is falling asleep now. It is not the Serengeti, it is Kruger. Very good, Farouk. It is Kruger National Park. Good job, Farouk. Kruger National Park. Next location. It took 20 years to carve these temples into the stone mountainside. They were designed to celebrate Ramses' battle victories. It took 20 years to carve these temples into the stone mountainside. They were designed to celebrate the battle victories of Ramses. And Veer got it. It's Abu Simbel. Very good, Veer. The answer is Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel. Next location. Officially one of the hottest and driest places on the planet. Active volcanoes, hot springs, and a lava lake make this environment extreme. I'll go a little more specific if I stump somebody, or if I stump all of you guys. But let's see if anyone can get it based off of that. Officially one of the hottest and driest places on the planet. Active volcanoes, hot springs, and a lava lake make this environment extreme. Thankfully, it's not Death Valley, JJ. That would be terrifying. Death Valley does have the hottest recorded temperature, but Alex got it. The Danakil Depression has the hottest average temperature in the world. It is the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. Very few places I will ever say on this channel, do not go there. Do not go to the Danakil Depression, please. Do not go there. You will not come out of it. Next location. These 2 rows of upside-down trees in Madagascar are hundreds of years old, some as old as 800 years. They have trunks that measure 150 feet in circumference. these 2 rows of upside down trees in Madagascar. I can't tell you what trees they're called because it's part of the name. 2 rows of upside down trees in Madagascar are hundreds of years old. I need the location, not the trees. There's a specific place in Madagascar where they essentially grow in almost 2 rows. You can travel down them and see all the trees. They are baobab trees, though. It's a certain place in Madagascar, very, very famous, where you can see gigantic baobabs. Baobabs. Anyone know what it's called? 2 rows of upside down trees in Madagascar. They're hundreds of years old, some as old as 800 years. Good night, Slim Hat. Thank you so much for participating. Have a good sleep. And Veer got it. It is the Avenue of the Baobabs. Very good, Veer. The answer is the Avenue of the Baobabs. 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 Apparently, they say this tree differently in other English-speaking countries, but I know it as baobabs. I learned that from reading The Little Prince. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Next location. Yeah, Alex got it too. Next location. The highest mountain in Kenya and the second highest in Africa after Mount Kilimanjaro is an extinct volcano. I love trees too, JJ. They're wonderful. The highest mountain in Kenya and the second highest in Africa after Mount Kilimanjaro is an extinct volcano. So Kilimanjaro is number 1. Mount Kenya is number 2. Good job, Fear. The answer is Mount Kenya. So you'll always remember that the highest mountain in Kenya is Mount Kenya. That's an easy fact to remember. Next location. This tiny island was once the capital of Portuguese East Africa. Stone Town, with its impressive defensive fort, was the colonial headquarters. This tiny island, it's not that, John. This tiny island was once the capital of Portuguese East Africa. So it's not Sao Tome, because that's in the west. It was once the capital of Portuguese East Africa. It's not that, Veer. It's a small island. I would tell you what it's off the coast of, but that would give away the answer. Oh, you're so close. It's not Maputo, but it's an island belonging to the country that Maputo is in. I think Maputo was made capital after independence, but this island, not Zanzibar, JJ could guess. This island was the capital before independence. The Portuguese made it the capital. It's a lot like Zanzibar. Veer got it. It's Mozambique Island. There you go. The answer is Mozambique Island. The clue wanted me to put Stone Town, the one in the book that I got these from, but I figured that would be too hard, so I just did. I just did the island that it's on. Next location. Rwanda's largest lake may look beautiful, but it doesn't smell great. This is because of the high concentration of methane gas contained in its waters. Oh, is it fair? Yeah, I was going for the whole island itself. Rwanda's largest lake may look beautiful. Veer got it. It is Lake Kivu. Very good, Veer. The answer is Lake Kivu. Lake Kivu. Next location. This is Canada's capital and is also the 7th coldest capital on Earth. This is Canada's capital and also the 7th coldest capital on Earth. And Veer got it first. It is Ottawa. Very good. Hard to say with my accent. Ottawa. Ottawa. Because in California we'd say Ottawa. 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 Next location. When the sun hits the central temple during the spring and autumn equinoxes, it creates a shadow that looks like a giant snake slithering down the outside. When the sun hits this central temple during the spring and autumn equinoxes, it creates a shadow that looks like a giant snake slithering down the outside. And Alex got it. It is Chichen Itza. Very good, Alex. The answer is Chichen Itza. Next location. Walt Disney was an animator and entrepreneur who created this, the most famous theme park in the world, not to mention Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, too. The most famous theme park in the world. And Veer got it. It is Disneyland. Very good. Veer got it first. The answer is Disneyland. Next location. This frozen river of ice is 19 miles long, 3 miles wide, and edges its way slowly into Lake Argentino. This frozen river of ice is 19 miles long, 3 miles wide, and edges its way slowly into Lake Argentino. The lake is your biggest guess, or your biggest hint, I should say. It's not that here. It is a very famous glacier in South America. This frozen river of ice edges its way slowly into Lake Argentino. It's not that either, Veer. Grab a drink. There we go. Alex got it. It's the Perito Moreno Glacier. Very good, Alex. The answer is the Perito Moreno Glacier. It is still frozen, yes. Of course, it's melting slowly. That's what glaciers do, but Perito Moreno is still there. Next location. This 2.5-mile beach with sunbathers, volleyball players, and sand sculptures becomes the biggest party on the planet during Carnival. This 2.5-mile beach becomes the biggest party on the planet during Carnival. Got an intro right here. It is Copacabana. JJ got it first. The answer is Copacabana Beach. Very good, JJ. Okay. Next location. It's still a mystery as to why the Nazca people etched these enormous lines, patterns, and drawings of animals into the ground. It's still a mystery as to why the Nazca people etched these enormous lines, patterns, and drawings of animals into the ground. Alex, I need the location, not the country it's in. It's the Nazca lines. Very good, Veer. The answer is the Nazca lines. They are in Peru, but I needed the Nazca lines. The Nazca lines. Next location. The southernmost tip of the South American continent is claimed by both Argentina and Chile and is used by anyone looking to pop over to Antarctica. The southernmost tip of South America, claimed by both Argentina and Chile, and is used by anyone looking to pop over to Antarctica. It's near Patagonia here. It's probably part of Patagonia, but I need what the southern tip is called. JJ got it. It is Tierra del Fuego. Good job, JJ. The answer is Tierra del Fuego. Tierra del Fuego. Next location. The world's biggest salt flat was once an enormous lake before it went dry and created this blindingly white landscape. We're going to talk about a lot of these places in South America in tonight's video, going up in about an hour. And Alex got it. It is Salar de Uyuni. Very good, Alex. The answer is Salar de Uyuni. Next location. This enormous rock in Australia's center is around 600 million years old and is a sacred site for Aboriginal people. And Veer got it first. It is Uluru. Very good, Veer. The answer is Uluru. You've been there. That's amazing. I would absolutely love to go there and go on a hike around it because you can't climb it anymore. Totally understandable. I wouldn't want to anyway. I would be terrified to do it. So I would love to go walk around it and see all the sights and watch it change colors as the sun sets. Sounds amazing. Next location. The universal symbol of Paris. Climb to the top and gaze out over the magnificent city, 46 degrees. With like no shade too. And Veer got it first. It is the Eiffel Tower. Hi, Skinny Legend. It is the Eiffel Tower. Next location. Experience the wild Atlantic seas from these cliffs in County Clare. Watch out for Atlantic puffins. I'm doing very well, thank you. Experience the wild Atlantic seas from these cliffs in County Clare. And Connor got it. It's the cliffs of Moher, which many Irish people on my video said I said it wrong. But whenever I try to look up how to pronounce it, at least in American English, it's pronounced the cliffs of Moher. So I'm just going to go with that. Connor can correct me, but it is the cliffs of Moher. Next location. Moher. Yeah, I think anytime I look up an English person or American English person saying it, they say Moher. So I'm going to go with the American pronunciation because I'm American. Next location. This is the oldest cathedral in Northern Europe. It was the location for over 30 coronations of kings and queens and is the resting place for Charlemagne, the 8th century emperor. You guys had to wait till the end. Lots of cathedrals being thrown out. The oldest cathedral in Northern Europe, the resting place of Charlemagne. It was where he was crowned emperor. There we go. Veer got it. It is Aachen Cathedral. Very good, Veer. Hey, Daddy Cheese. It is Aachen Cathedral. Very good, Veer. Aachen Cathedral. Next location. This 185-foot tall tower sank into soft ground on one side when it was built in the 12th century. This 185-foot tall tower sank into soft ground on one side. And Ashna got it first. It is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Very good, Ashna. It is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Next location. This one just had one simple sentence. This inactive volcano is the highest peak in Europe. No, well, I guess it was badly made, Connor, because they didn't really plan out the terrain they were building it on. Because it's very soft ground and it tilted. This inactive volcano, Etna, is very active, you guys. This inactive volcano is the highest peak in Europe. Vesuvius is also very active. Inactive meaning it will not erupt anymore. Vesuvius and Etna are very much active. It's not Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc was not a volcano. It's just a big old mountain. Definitely not Stromboli either, because that is also a very, very active volcano. This inactive, meaning it will never erupt ever again. This inactive volcano is the highest peak in Europe. So if it's not Mont Blanc, what other part of Europe could this mountain be in, right? Connor's asking what country. It does start with an E, Daddy Cheese, but that means Alex gets it first. It's Mount Elbrus. Elbrus is the answer. Mount Elbrus in Russia. Next location. This Spanish island is famous. Yes, it was a volcano, no longer though. This Spanish island is famous for its beautiful beaches, but also for its dance parties. This Spanish island is famous for its beautiful beaches, but also for its dance parties. Connor got it. It is Ibiza. Ibiza was the one I was looking for. I would have put more hints, but I figured Ibiza was more of like the pooch, pooch, pooch party island, right? More so than like Majorca and Tenerife, right? Anyway, I'm glad you got it. It is Ibiza. That's what I was looking for. Next location. This 2000, I guess Alex, but I was going for Ibiza. This 2,500-year-old temple is considered the pinnacle of ancient Greek civilization. This 2,500-year-old temple is considered the pinnacle of ancient Greek civilization. It is the Parthenon. JJ got that one. It is the Parthenon is the answer I'm looking for. The Parthenon. The Parthenon. Next location. Now a museum that tells the story of a girl and her family's attempt to hide from the Nazis in their secret annex. Now a museum. I guess I'll give it to Alex. It's the Anne Frank House is what I'm looking for. So I'll give that to Alex and Veer. The Anne Frank House, because we're doing locations, not biographies. The Anne Frank House is the museum that I'm looking for. Next, my goodness, next location. Between 1503 and 1522, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania built an enormous defensive wall around this city. Entry was through 9 huge gates, of which only the Gate of Dawn remains. And Connor got it. It is Vilnius. Very good. Vilnius is the answer. Yeah, Alex, I had to read her diary in school too when I was 13, I think, in 8th grade. Yeah, I agree, Skinny London. But yes, the city I was looking for was Vilnius. Vilnius. Next location. Hopefully you guys get this one too. There are over 800 European bison roaming throughout this enormous old-growth forest. There are over 800 European bison roaming throughout this enormous old-growth forest. I believe it's a primeval forest, so it's not the Black Forest. Are there bison in the Black Forest? Definitely not in Sherwood. Alex got it. It's Białowieża. I hope that's how I remember pronouncing it. Białowieża. I believe that's how you say it. Yeah, European bison. I think they're a little smaller than American bison, but they're still like the largest mammal in Europe, I believe, the European bison. They're still gigantic. Białowieża Forest. I hope that's how you say it. It is in Poland. Poland is the one I was looking for. They're in Romania too. That's cool. Next location. These beautiful falls are the dramatic setting for the supposed demise of history's greatest fictional detective, Sherlock Holmes. These beautiful falls are the dramatic setting for the supposed demise of history's greatest fictional detective Sherlock Holmes. What waterfall would that be at? Which I didn't realize was a real place when I read this story. I'll give that to Veer. It's the Reichenbach. Close enough. Reichenbach. Alex got it too. The Reichenbach Falls. Reichenbach. Next location. Located on its own island, this palace is used by the royal family for special events and also hosts Danish Parliament and the Supreme Court. Located on its own island, this palace is used by the royal family for special events and also hosts Danish Parliament and the Supreme Court. It's not the Aarhus. Not Amalienborg. The other one. The other castle. It's the host of Danish Parliament and Supreme Court and used by the Danish royal family for special events. Not that Veer. It's Christiansborg. Good job, Alex. The answer is Christiansborg Palace. Very good, Alex. Next location. The site of an ancient Greek and Roman city. The most striking ruin here is the Temple of Artemis. Good luck, Skinny Legend. You're gonna do great, even though it's your flop era. You're gonna get some great sleep, and you're gonna do great on that math test tomorrow. Don't you worry. You're gonna do just fine. Good night. The site of an ancient Greek and Roman city. The most striking ruin here is the Temple of Artemis. And Alex got it. It is Ephesus. Very good, Alex. The answer is Ephesus. Next location. India's most famous building was built in the 17th century by Shah Jahan as a mausoleum for his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. India's most famous building. And Alex got it first. It's the Taj Mahal. Very good, Alex, and everyone else that got that one. It's the Taj Mahal. Next location. During the Vietnam War, the northern Vietnamese soldiers used these underground tunnels to move around. During the Vietnam War, the northern Vietnamese soldiers used these underground tunnels to move around. Oh, thank you, Elvier. Oh, that's a very sweet message. I'm glad that I help you with your anxiety and your sleep. Not a problem for me. I'm happy to help. And Alex got it. It's the Cu Chi tunnels. Very good, Alex. The answer is the Cu Chi tunnels. Next location. This northern Thai town is home to the stunning White Temple. Part temple, part art installation, its whiteness symbolizes Buddha's purity. This northern Thai town. There it is. Connor got it. It is Chiang Mai. Very good, Connor. The answer is Chiang Mai. These rings are so crinkly until the last second, and it's super loud. Next location. Around 8,000 of these warrior statues make an army built to protect Emperor Qin Shi Huang in the afterlife. Around 8,000 of these warrior statues make an army built to protect Emperor Qin Shi Huang in the afterlife. And Ashna got it first. It's the Terracotta Army. Very good, Ashna. All I needed was the Terracotta Army. Very, very good. We're at 20 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get it up to 30. If you've not liked this video yet, give it a little thumbs up. so that more people can find the stream as YouTube spreads it around and can play along with us. Next location. When this volcano erupted in 1883, it made the loudest sound ever recorded and could be heard over 2,800 miles away. When this volcano erupted, it made the loudest sound ever recorded. And Alex got it. It is Krakatoa. Very good, Alex. The answer is Krakatoa. 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 Next location. The Japanese call this 400-year-old castle the White Heron Castle because it is white and looks so elegant. I know, I wonder, Alex, how terrifying that must have been to have heard it so far away. The Japanese call this 400-year-old castle the White Heron Castle because it is white and looks so elegant. What castle is it? It's like the most famous Japanese ancient castle. It's also haunted, allegedly, it's the ghost. Alex got it. It is Himeji Castle. Very good, Alex. The answer is Himeji. Himeji Castle. It's haunted by the ghost that inspired the ghost in The Ring. She crawls out of a well and everything. Next location. This mountain, the tallest on Earth, was formed over 60 million years ago when the Indian and Asian tectonic plates crashed together. Oh, yeah. And Veer got it first. It is Mount Everest. And that's one of the easy ones. So good job, you guys. The answer is Mount Everest. Mount Everest in Nepal. Very good, mind. Next location. It's almost 10 times saltier than the ocean, which makes floating in it very easy. It's almost 10 times saltier than the ocean, which makes floating in it very easy. And Ashna got it first. It is the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is the one I'm looking for. The Dead Sea. Good job, you guys. I'm looking at all these Dead Seas popping up. Great job, everyone. Next location. These are the ruins of the ancient capital of the Achaemenid dynasty that flourished from 559 to 330 BCE. The ruins of the ancient capital of the Achaemenid Empire. That's how I know it. Ruins of the ancient capital of the Achaemenid Empire that flourished from 559 to 330 BCE when it got burned down by a very famous figure. Emro has floated in the Dead Sea. That's so cool. I would love to do that. It looks so fun. I really, really love swimming, so I would love to bop around in the Dead Sea and float. Does anyone know it was the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire, where they'd celebrate Nowruz. And it is in the Middle East, Alex. It is in what's now Iran. Sting any cuts you have. Oh, I'm sure it must be so salty. Nudakad, ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire that many famous Persian emperors lived in for a long time. Not Ur. You guys are thinking way too far back. It burned down in 330 BCE. What empire? The Persian Empire, I should say. It was during the Achaemenid Empire, which was that arc of the Persian Empire. Um, but essentially the ancient Persian Empire, I should say. Their ceremonial capital city. It was burned down in 330 BCE by Alexander the Great. Not Babylon. Alexander burned it down after he conquered it. And my got it, it's Persepolis. Right, I lost my place. Yes, my got it. Very good, my. The answer is Persepolis. Persepolis is the answer. Next location. Unlike Jordan's other famous sea, this one supports plenty of underwater life, making it perfect for scuba diving. Unlike Jordan's other famous sea, which we just talked about, this one supports plenty of underwater life, making it perfect for scuba diving. Not the Pacific. It's also in Jordan. Jordan. And you go scuba diving in it and see all of the fish and coral. And Emro got it. It's the Red Sea. The Red Sea is the answer. Good job, Emro. The answer is the Red Sea. Next location. This blah. The world's tallest building, this 2,700 feet tall tower, has 163 floors. The world's tallest building. And Alex got it first. It's the Burj Khalifa. Very good, Alex. The answer is the Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa. Next location. Borneo's tallest mountain was formed 10 million years ago and was once covered in glaciers. Yeah, we were talking about the answer was the Jeddah Tower a bit ago, but it's very much under construction. It won't be done anytime soon. But if it ever is, then it will be the tallest tower in the world. Speaking of tall, Borneo's tallest mountain was formed 10 million years ago and was once covered in glaciers. Borneo's tallest mountain was once covered in glaciers, and Veer got it. It's Mount Kinabalu. Very good, Veer. The answer is Mount Kinabalu. Yeah, Alex, who knows when or if the Jeddah Tower will be completed. Mount Kinabalu was the answer to that one. Next location. Constructed in the 7th century, this is the oldest astronomical observatory in Asia. Constructed in the 7th century, this is the oldest astronomical observatory in Asia. I'll give you guys some hints if you're stumped, because this is kind of a hard one. Constructed in the 7th century, this is the oldest astronomical observatory in Asia. That one. It is in South Korea, Alex. That was going to be my hint. So Alex gave you the hint. It is in South Korea. You can't spell it well. Don't worry about spelling. Just put what you think it could be. And if I understand what you're trying to say, then that's the answer. You know, things are spelled differently in other languages. We have people from all over the world in these chats that spell things differently. So, it is chess something. Okay, I'll give it to Alex. It's called Chomsongdae. Chomsongdae is the answer. Good job, Alex. The answer is Chomsongdae. Or day. Chomsongdae. That sounds right. Chomsongdae. That sounds a lot better. Chomsongdae. Next location. Imagine being imprisoned because you wanted equality for all South Africans. That's what happened to Nelson Mandela on this island. What island was Nelson Mandela imprisoned on? In South Africa, obviously. Imagine being imprisoned because you wanted equality for all South Africans. That's what happened to Nelson Mandela on this island. And Alex got it first. It is Robben Island. Very good, Alex and Vera. It is Robben Island. That is correct, my next location. This huge human-made lake is shared by Egypt, Sudan, and Africa's largest reptile, the Nile crocodile. This huge human-made lake is shared by Egypt, Sudan, and Nile crocodiles. Big human-made lake in Egypt. It is the Beerta Wheel is not a lake. This huge human-made lake is shared by Egypt, Sudan, and Africa's largest reptile, the Nile crocodile. Suez is a canal, yes. It's not the Suez Canal, but that will come up later in this quiz. If you remember, we were talking about Abu Simbel. The Nile is not a lake. When this lake was made, they had to move Abu Simbel, or else it would have been completely covered in the water. Ashna wants to pet a croc. Good luck. All right, JJ. This huge human-made lake is shared by Egypt, Sudan, and Africa's largest reptile, the Nile crocodile. Now, Veer, the Aswan Dam is part of this lake. This is the lake formed by the Aswan Dam, which I think, unless I axed at the end, the Aswan Dam should be coming up in this quiz later. But this is the lake, named after the leader at the time. There we go. Mai got it. It's Lake Nasser. Good job, Mai. The answer is Lake Nasser. Lake Nasser. Next location. There's geese flying overhead. Better than the airplanes. Next location. This enormous valley is a rift that will split the African continent in two in a couple of million years. Nasser it is, yes, Alex. This enormous valley is a rift that will split the African continent in two in a couple of million years. I'll give it to Alex, the East African Rift. That's acceptable. I was going for the Great Rift Valley, but same difference. Very good. The Great Rift Valley or the East African Rift. They're the same thing, pretty much. Next location. At this Kenyan hotel, Rothschild's giraffes poke their heads through the windows, hoping for a snack. At this Kenyan hotel, Rothschild's giraffes poke their heads through the windows, hoping for a snack. It has a very basic name. This poor pup. That's okay, Mai. It is a hotel where giraffes roam free, and it has a very basic name. Oh, the Stanley Hotel. Yeah, JJ knows what I'm talking about. It's a really beautiful old house, and giraffes roam free around, and they just walk up to your window and poke their heads in it. And the giraffes just hang out with you at this hotel. It's pretty cool. Giraffe hoping for a snack hotel. Not that Veer, at least that might be an official name, but I don't think so. I've looked it up on Google Earth. I actually featured it way long ago on like my first or second ever Google Earth video on my tablet. Yeah, it sounds like paradise, right, Alex? At this Kenyan hotel, Rothschild's giraffes, hey, bodacious. At this Kenyan hotel, Rothschild's giraffes poke their heads through the windows hoping for a snack. No, Alex, good guess. All right, I think I have to give you guys a blink. It is, okay, how about this? It is Blank Manor. Blank Manor. Blank Manor. Fear. Blank Manor is its name. Blank Manor. Can you fill in the blank? Not Smith. Again, what's the main feature of this hotel? Blank Manor. There it is. Alex got it. It's Giraffe Manor. There we go. It is Giraffe Manor is the name of this very magical sounding place. Next location. It is. Good job, Alex. I told you it was a basic name. It's Giraffe Manor. Next location. This communications and observation tower is the tallest freestanding structure in the Western Hemisphere. Did I write that right? The Western Hemisphere? Yeah, makes sense. This communications and observation tower is the tallest freestanding structure in the Western Hemisphere. Communications and observation tower, the tallest in the Western Hemisphere. You did good, Alex. And not the Sears Tower, JJ. Not the World Trade Center view. It's a tower. It's not a skyscraper. It's a tower. A communications and observation tower. So it's not like there's like full of office buildings. It is the CN Tower. Good job, Jim. The answer is the CN Tower in Toronto. Good job, Jim. The CN Tower. Next location. 2 billion years of the Earth's history can be seen down the sides of this canyon in layers of stone removed over the millennia by the Colorado River. This one's kind of an easy one. Yes, and Alex got it first. It's the Grand Canyon. Very good, Alex. The answer is the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon. Next location. At roughly 23,000 feet tall, this is the tallest mountain in the Southern Hemisphere. The tallest mountain in the Southern Hemisphere. What's the tallest mountain in the Southern Hemisphere? It's about 23,000 feet tall in the Southern Hemisphere. Alex got it. It is Aconcagua. Very good, Alex. The answer is Aconcagua. 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 Next location. Arms outstretched, this iconic 125-foot high soapstone statue towers over Rio de Janeiro. Jesus, this is weird. That's who the statue is of. I need the statue's name, though. And I'll give that to JJ. It is Christ the Redeemer, is what I'm looking for. Christ the Redeemer. Or, as Ashna put it, Cristo Redentor. Very good. Christ the Redeemer is the answer. Next location. The Incas believed that this lake was the birthplace of the sun. So there are many ancient ruins around its banks. Is there one in Lisbon? Not sure, Alex. I know they have some cool statues in Lisbon, but I don't know if they have anything like Christ the Redeemer. A smaller one, maybe. Sounds like something Portugal would do, right? But anyway, the Incas believed that this lake was the birthplace of the sun, so there are many ancient ruins around its banks. Any guesses? An Incan lake. It's still there. And Ashna got it. It's Lake Titicaca. Very good, Ashna. The answer is Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca. They do have one. That's cool, Alex. It's neat. Next location. This is the highest point in Chile and the highest active volcano in the world at 23,000 feet. The highest point in Chile and the highest active volcano in the world. Any guesses as to what that is? It has the coolest name. The highest point in Chile and the highest active volcano in the world at 23,000 feet. I don't think there's any South Americans here tonight, which is kind of unusual. I guess they usually join a little later, but we usually have a couple at this time. If anyone's here in South America, let me know. I think I have mostly Americans and Europeans right now, and Australians. And Veer got it. It is Ojos del Salado. Very good, Veer. The answer is Ojos del Salado. Next location. This one might be tricky. This became the biggest city in the Western world after silver was discovered nearby in 1545. It seems that way, Alex, but usually I have a bunch of Brazilians and Argentinians here, and occasionally some Chileans. This became the biggest city in the Western world after silver was discovered nearby in 1545. And Veer got it. It is Potosi. Very good, Veer. The answer is Potosi. Potosi is the answer. Next location. In Australia's second largest city, you'll find its biggest sports stadium, the MCG. It can fit over 100,000 cheering cricket fans. Australia's second largest city where you can find the MCG, and Veer got it. It's Melbourne. Melbourne is the answer. Very good, Veer. The answer is Melbourne. There we go. Veer's been there. Awesome. Very nice. Next location. It's a war memorial built in the 19th century, but it also feels like the gateway to Paris. A war memorial built in the 19th century, but it also feels like the gateway to Paris. Paris is the farthest I've been from home. It is the Arc de Triomphe. Very good, Veer. The answer is the Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe. Next location. Yes. Can you spot Nessie poking her head through the surface of this 23-mile-long freshwater loch in the Scottish Highlands? And Veer got it first. It is Loch Ness. That's an easy one. The answer is Loch Ness. Loch Ness. Next location. This was the favorite retreat of Frederick the Great. Its name means without a care. This was the favorite retreat of Frederick the Great. Its name means without a care. It was a palace, by the way. It still is. It's still there. but this was the favorite retreat of Frederick the Great. And JJ got it. It's Sanssouci. Very good, JJ. The answer is Sanssouci. Sanssouci. No care. Sanssouci. Next location. A floating city with boats and canals instead of roads and cars. More than 400 bridges help pedestrians get around. And Saud bin Turkey got it first. It is Venice. Very good, Saud. The answer is Venice. Lots of Venices are popping up. Good job, you guys. The answer is Venice. Venice. Next location. A summer resort destination. This city was the site of the 2014 Winter Olympics. A summer resort destination. This city was the site of the 2014 Winter Olympics. And Veer got it first. It is Sochi. Very good, Veer. The answer is Sochi. 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 Next location. A dominating fortress with a history stretching back to the 9th century. Its name means the Red One. A dominating fortress with a history stretching back to the 9th century. Its name means the Red One. The Red One. A fortress going back to the 9th century. And Alex got it. It's the Alhambra. Very good, Alex. The answer is the Alhambra in Spain. The Alhambra. Next location. Visit for a glimpse of the future. Ancient Greeks would visit to hear predictions or wisdom. Ashna has been there 4 times. That's amazing. Visit for a glimpse of the future. And Emerald got it first. It is Delphi, the Oracle of Delphi. Very good, Emerald. The answer is Delphi. Delphi. Next location. Best known for its distinctive blue and white pottery and for being the birthplace of Girl with the Pearl Earring painter Jan Vermeer. Known for blue and white pottery and the birthplace of Vermeer, who painted Girl with the Pearl Earring. And JJ got it. It is Delft. Very good, JJ. The answer is Delft. 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 Next location. A third of Latvia's population live in this capital. The medieval old town is just for pedestrians, and the central market is housed in old aircraft carriers. And it looks like Veer got it first, but typed too fast. It is Riga. I'll give that to Veer and Emro. The answer is Riga. Riga. Answer is Riga. Next location. This Stone Age settlement is one of the first cities on Earth. The houses had no doors or windows, so people went in and out through a hole in the roof. Very distinctive to this city. The Stone Age settlement is one of the first cities on Earth. And Emro got it. It is Çatalhöyük. Very good, Emro. The answer is Çatalhöyük. Çatalhöyük. And they did spell it correctly. That's how it's spelled. And it's pronounced Çatalhöyük. I think it's fascinating there. Next location. Whereas it's in Turkey. It's like almost smack dab in the middle of Turkey. The Anatolian part of Turkey, obviously. Next location. Ice sculptors from all over the world compete here annually to build the biggest and best ice sculptures, castles, and statues. Ice sculptors from all over the world compete here annually to build the biggest and best ice castles and statues. It's really cool. They light them up with like bright lights so they look like they're glowing. Not going for Helsinki. I'm pretty sure this one is like the largest ice sculpture competition in the world. It's not the Sapporo one, Veer. Not the Sapporo one, but there's one that's bigger than Sapporo. Not that, Alex. I'll let you guys guess a little more, and then I'll tell you what country it's in if no one gets it. Ice sculptors from all over the world compete here. Veer got it. It is Harbin. Harbin is where this location is. It's the Harbin Ice Festival in China, in Harbin. Harbin. Good job, Veer. Next location. This is an easy one, so get ready. This snow-capped mountain is an active volcano and Japan's highest peak. Join the 300,000 people who climb it every year. And Veer got it first. It is Fuji, Mount Fuji. Very good, Veer. It is Mount Fuji. Good job, everyone. All right. Let's see who gets this one. Next location. Thousands of Buddhist pilgrims come here to pay respect to the birthplace of Buddha. Thousands of Buddhist pilgrims come here to pay respect to the birthplace of Buddha. The birthplace of Buddha. And Veer got it. It is Lumbini. Very good, Veer. The answer is Lumbini. Lumbini is what I'm looking for. Lumbini. Next location. One of the holiest places for Jews, this wall is about 2,000 years old. I'm trying not to burp. I've got so many bubbles. One of the holiest places for Jews, and Ashna got it. It's the Western Wall, or the Wailing Wall, I think it's also called. But I'm looking for the Western Wall. Very good, Ashna, and everyone else getting it too. It is the Western Wall. Next location. This palm leaf-shaped artificial island is packed with fancy hotels, luxury apartment buildings, shops, and restaurants. Good job, Veer. It is in Dubai, Alex, but I need the place in Dubai where this is. This palm leaf-shaped artificial island. JJ got it. It's the Palm Jumeirah. Very good, JJ. The answer is the Palm Jumeirah. The Palm Jumeirah. Next location. Considered the most beautiful of the Joseon dynasty's 5 grand palaces, this was built 600 years ago and has been destroyed and rebuilt in that time. Considered the most beautiful of the Joseon dynasty's 5 grand palaces. This was built 600 years ago and has been destroyed and rebuilt in that time. The chat goes silent. Any guesses? Any guesses? Not Dragon Palace. It's not in Japan, Emro. This is the Joseon dynasty. It's not in Japan. It's close, but not in Japan. Nearby. South Korea. Yes, Alex, it is also in South Korea. It's a big old palace in the middle of Seoul in South Korea. Very beautifully restored. And kind of, sort of, Alex. You got to get a little closer than that for me to give you the answer. Considered the most beautiful of the Joseon dynasty's 5 grand palaces, this was built 600 years ago. It has been destroyed and rebuilt in that time. It is in South Korea. It's pretty much smack dab in the middle of Seoul. Very good, Veer. It is I'll give you that. It's Cheongdeokgung. Cheongdeokgung. But I'll take that too. Cheongdeokgung is the answer. Cheongdeokgung. Next location. Egyptians stopped building pyramids and started burying their pharaohs here in tombs cut into the rock face. Egyptians stopped building pyramids and started burying their pharaohs here in tombs cut into the rock face. Where was it? Egyptians stopped building pyramids. And Veer got it. It's the Valley of the Kings. Good job, Veer. The answer is the Valley of the Kings. Valley of the Kings. Next location. Holding 50% of Ethiopia's fresh water, this enormous lake is the source of the Blue Nile River. Holding 50% of Ethiopia's fresh water, this enormous lake is the source of the Blue Nile River. You're close, Emrove. Lake Victoria is the source of the White Nile, but Alex got it. The Lake Tana is the source of the Blue Nile. Lake Tana is the answer. Lake Tana. There's 2 Nile rivers. They merge into one, but the Blue Nile comes from Lake Tana. Good job, Alex. Next location. You can see this from Canada and the USA, which contains Horseshoe Falls, the most powerful waterfall in North America. Hey, Marley. It sounds like they're in denial. I agree. But and Veer got it. It is Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is the answer. Niagara Falls. Next location. Marley, you missed it. One of my locations was Disneyland. You missed it. Next location. This red steel structure was completed in 1937 and spans the entrance to San Francisco Bay. Yeah, I thought of you. River Echo, by the way, is one of my real life friends, guys. And Ashna got it. It's the Golden Gate Bridge. Very good, Ashna. It is the Golden Gate Bridge, near and dear to my heart. Even though I like the Bay Bridge better than the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate Bridge in person, kind of ugly. Pretty when you're on it, but from a distance, the Bay Bridge is better. Next location. This is the largest system of waterfalls in the world, located on the border of Argentina and Brazil. The largest system of waterfalls in the world, located on the border of Argentina and Brazil. It's not Angel Falls. It is Iguazu Falls. Good job, Ashna. It is Iguazu Falls. Iguazu Falls. Next location. This giant rock rises nearly 1,300 feet out of the water in Rio de Janeiro. Its summit can be reached by glass-sided cable car. This giant rock rises out of the water in Rio de Janeiro. You can reach the summit by glass-sided cable car. What is it called? And it's Sugarloaf Mountain. Good job, JJ. The answer is Sugarloaf Mountain. Very, very good, JJ. There we go. Next location. This is an easy one too, so get ready. This Inca citadel, built high in the Andean Mountains over 500 years ago, is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. And Alex got it. It is Machu Picchu. Very good, Alex. And everyone else. It is Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. Next location. This amazing reef is about the same size as Italy, Lots of room for the 1,500 different species of fish. Good night, Veer. Thank you so much for playing along. It was wonderful to have you as always. And Ashna got it. It's the Great Barrier Reef. Very good, Ashna. The answer is the Great Barrier Reef. Next location. Stroll around Montmartre and head to the highest point of Paris to this basilica and monument to feel the love. Stroll around Montmartre and head to the highest point of Paris to this basilica and monument. And Ashna got it. It is Sacré-Cœur. Very good, Ashna and Alex. The answer is Sacré-Cœur. Sacré-Cœur. Next location. Towering above glacial valleys, this mist-shrouded mountain is an ancient volcano and the tallest peak in the United Kingdom. Towering above glacial valleys, this mist-shrouded mountain is an ancient volcano and the tallest peak in the United Kingdom. And Emro got it first. It is Ben Nevis. Very good, Emro. The answer is Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis. Next location. This monument was completed in 1791 and later became a symbol of peace following the reunification of East and West Germany. Good job, Emro. Yeah. If you're Scottish, you gotta get that one. This monument was completed in 1791 and later became a symbol of peace following the reunification of East and West Germany. Completed in 1791. It became a symbol of peace following the reunification of East and West Germany. And JJ got it. It's the Brandenburg Gate. Very good, JJ. The answer is the Brandenburg Gate. The Brandenburg Gate. Ooh, that's tingly. The Brandenburg Gate. Brandenburg Gate. I like that. Brandenburg Gate. Brandenburg Gate. Next location. When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE, it covered this city in volcanic ash, preserving the citizens forever as they were on that tragic day. When Vesuvius erupted, it buried Pompeii. Ashna got it first. The answer is Pompeii. Just another tinkly one. Pompeii, Pompeii. And Herculaneum as well, but Pompeii is the more famous one, right? I think because it's easier to say, to be honest. Pompeii, Pompeii, Pompeii. Next location. When Peter the Great saw the Palace of Versailles, he wanted a spectacular palace too. This was what he'd built. When Peter the Great saw the Palace of Versailles, he wanted a spectacular palace too. So this is what he built. Not the Alexander Palace, not the Winter Palace. Remember, it's Peter the Great, the palace that was built by Peter the Great. That's your big, big hint. I'm getting sleepy. I need to drink more Red Bull. It feels extra ASMR to me tonight, right? Not the Hermitage, but that's going to come up later, JJ. So hold on to that. And there we go. Alex got it. It is Peterhof Palace. Peterhof Palace. Peterhof Palace. Peterhof Palace. Next location. A church, a mosque, a museum, and now a mosque again. This grand domed structure was built using the finest marble, rare metals, and the labor of over 10,000 men. And Emro got it. It's the Hagia Sophia. Very good, Emro. The answer is the Hagia Sophia. Next location. This is the world's largest imperial palace, and there are almost 1,000 buildings within its walls. This is the world's largest imperial palace. There are almost 1,000 buildings within its walls. And Ashna got it. It's the Forbidden City. Very good, Ashna. The answer is the Forbidden City. Next location. Wonder if anyone's going to get this one. This island of worship has been a place of pilgrimage since ancient times, and the floating Torii Gate rising from the ocean is a sight to see. This island of worship has been a place of pilgrimage since ancient times, and the floating, it's an illusion, the floating Torii Gate rising from the ocean is a sight to see. Does anyone know the name of this place? It's one of those places that, like, I learned it and it got stuck in my brain and it's just always there. I'll never forget the name of it, and I don't know why. It's just in my brain. This island of worship has been a place of pilgrimage since ancient times, and the floating Torii Gate rising from the ocean is a sight to see. Alex, it is a Torii Gate, but it's in the ocean. It's in the Pacific Ocean. There we go. Alex got it. It's Itsukushima. Very good, Alex. It is Itsukushima Shrine. Itsukushima. Really beautiful outside of Hiroshima. Next location. This Muslim temple is one of the oldest places of Islamic architecture still standing. It's about 1,300 years old. This Muslim temple, that's your key word. It's not a mosque, it's a temple. This Muslim temple is one of the oldest places of Islamic architecture still standing. It's about 1,300 years old. And Emro got it. It's the Dome of the Rock. Very good, Emro. The answer is the Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock. Next location. The Bible says that God spoke to Moses from the top of this mountain. The Bible says that God spoke to Moses from the top of this mountain. And Ashna got it. It's Mount Sinai. Very good, Ashna. The answer is Mount Sinai. Mandy J, I see you getting all the answers too. I see you there. The answer is Mount Sinai. Next location. Hey, Joseph, there you are. You said you'd be here. You have, of course, missed all of the South Korean ones, Joseph. I was counting on you being here for those. Next location. The only confirmed site of a Viking settlement in North America. Dating from 1000 CE, the site features reconstructed Norse sod houses. The only confirmed site of a Viking settlement in North America. It is in Newfoundland, Alex, but it's an exact spot on the coast of Newfoundland. There is a site that they have uncovered Viking artifacts at, and when you go there, you see the archaeological site, and then nearby they have reconstructed Viking homes as they would have looked back in the day, and they have reenactors there and everything pretending to be Vikings. It's pretty neat. But it is in Newfoundland. What is that site called? The only confirmed site of a Viking settlement in North America. And they think it might be Leif Erikson's Finland, but there's really no way to tell. And Joseph got it. It's Lonzo Meadows. Very good, Joseph. The answer is Lawns O Meadows. Lawns O Meadows. Yeah, that's right, Daryl. Good to see you. Next location. That's okay, Joseph. The USA's and possibly the world's first national park. It's huge, beautiful, and full of wildlife. Look out for bears, bison, and elk. Not Yosemite, it's Yellowstone. Good job, Alex. The answer is Yellowstone, is the one we're looking for. Yellowstone National Park. Big difference between Yellowstone and Yosemite. Yosemite is much, much smaller than Yellowstone. Yellowstone is gigantic. Next location. This network of Argentinian caves has stenciled handprints and paintings on the walls that are about 10,000 years old. This network of Argentinian caves has stenciled handprints and paintings on the walls that are about 10,000 years old. It's really beautiful, haunting. I would love to see it, but I'd probably cry over how remarkable it is that. And Joseph got it's La Cueva de las Manos, or the Cave of Hands. The Cave of Hands. Very good, Joseph. The answer is the Cave of Hands, or La Cueva de las Manos. Next location. With its circular floor plan, stained glass instead of walls, and white concrete columns, this crown-shaped cathedral is like no other on earth. Right, Ashna? It's hauntingly beautiful. With its circular floor plan, it is round. Stained glass instead of walls. It's all glass. This and white concrete columns, this crown-shaped cathedral is like no other on earth. Not that, River Echo. Oh my gosh, can you hear my upstairs neighbor? I'll give that to Joseph. It's the Cathedral of Brasilia. Very good, Joseph. The Cathedral of Brasilia. The Cathedral of Brasilia. Next location. New Zealand's capital shows off the awesomely enormous Te Papa Tongarewa Museum, which walks visitors through New Zealand's rich history. Good job, Joseph. Good job Googling. New Zealand's capital city features the awesomely enormous Te Papa Tongarewa Museum, which walks visitors through New Zealand's rich history. Not Auckland, Ashna. It's not Auckland, it is Wellington. Good job, Joseph. The answer is Wellington. Wellington. Hey, volatile patience here. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand, yes. So squeaky. I don't know what they do up there. Next location. This amazing 2,000-year-old 3-level bridge and aqueduct was built by the Romans. This amazing 2,000-year-old 3-level bridge and aqueduct was built by the Romans. I don't know, Daryl. It literally sounds like they walk like carrying 300 pounds on their back. It's weird how loud their footsteps are. It's not in Segovia, Ashna. It is the Pont du Gard. Good job, James. The answer is the Pont du Gard. The Pont du Gard. Turn the page. We're almost done with this. Kind of. There we go. Next location. This mighty 73-mile-long defensive wall was built by the Romans nearly 2,000 years ago to prevent raids from Scottish tribes. mighty 73-mile-long defensive wall. And volatile patient got it. It is Hadrian's Wall. Very good, volatile. It is, Renee. It is Hadrian's Wall. Correct. Hadrian's Wall. Next location. This was the best known crossing point between East and West Berlin during the Cold War. This was the best known crossing point between East and West Berlin during the Cold War. What was it called? It was within the Berlin Wall, Renee and Joseph, but Daryl got it. It's Checkpoint Charlie. Good job, Daryl. The answer is Checkpoint Charlie. Checkpoint Charlie. Checkpoint. Good ASMR word. Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Checkpoint Charlie. Next location. The tallest and most active volcano in Europe. This towers over the island of Sicily. I know, Daryl, sorry. It's just cool when you get one. Because you always put joke answers. So. And volatile got it first. It is Mount Etna. Another one I can't say with my accent, so I have to say it very slow. Mount Etna. Etna. In Californian, we say Edna. Etna. And Renee's been to Mount Etna. How exciting. It seems like a very cool place to witness just this constant boom, boom, boom. Must be neat. I've never seen a volcano doing its thing. I've seen volcanoes. I've seen volcanoes that are active, but never seen one going boom, boom. Daryl's also been to Checkpoint Charlie. How cool is that? That's really neat. A little piece of history. Thankfully not needed anymore, right? Next location. Catherine the Great began the collection in 1764. Now it's the second largest art and culture museum in the world. The second largest art and culture museum in the world. And it is the Hermitage. Very good, volatile. All I needed was the Hermitage. The Hermitage Museum, correct. Good job, volatile patient. Next location. The center of the Ottoman court from 1478 to 1856 is now a museum showing off royal jewelry and imperial weaponry. Oh, that's neat. A film set in the Hermitage. That's pretty cool. Center of the Ottoman court from 1478 to 1856. And James got it. It is Topkapi Palace. That's the one. Topkapi Palace. Another good ASMR word. Topkapi Palace. Topkapi Palace. I just realized it's 6 o'clock my time, so my video is up. It's a whisper video tonight. I hope you guys enjoy it. Renee didn't know this. It's in Istanbul. Yeah. Literally from Turkey. Well, now you know. Next location. This 16th century complex was home to India's Mughal rulers until the end of their empire in the 17th century. Yeah, me too, Renee. I understand. I did not know about Topkapi Palace until like maybe 2 years ago. So don't worry, Renee. Not the Taj Mahal. It's near the Taj Mahal, but it's not the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a mausoleum. So this 16th century complex was home to India's Mughal rulers until the end of their empire in the 17th century. Joseph is falling asleep. Me too, to be honest. I have like another 2 pages of trivia for you, and I might just call it a night because even though I'm drinking this, I'm getting really tired. So is Alex. Have a great day, Alex. Thank you so much for playing along like you always do. You are doing a great, great job. Bye, Alex. Thank you again. I hope I'll see you next week. Not that. It is like Red Fort, but it has a better name than that. Renee. It is the blank fort, and the blank is the city that fort is in. But I think it's sometimes called the Red Fort, but I'm not positive, so I'm not going to give that to you. But it is red, so 16th century complex, home to India's Mughal rulers until the end of their empire in the 17th century. Oh, I need to stretch too. I've been sitting for too long. Let's see if anyone can get it. It is a big old fort. It's very near the Taj Mahal since, it's the same rulers that built the Taj Mahal lived in this place. So their major city is here. I don't know any other hints I can give you. It is not in Pakistan, James. It is in India. It's in India. It's very near the Taj Mahal. Don't worry about it, Renee. It's okay. Yeah, they can only teach you so much at school, even in the AP courses, right? Yes, volatile patient. I guess I'll give that to Renee and volatile. It's the Agra Fort. How's that? I'll give it to the both of you. It's the Agra Fort. The Agra Fort. That's the one. It is a big old red fort, but it's called the Agra Fort. Exactly, Daryl. Next location. It looks like a fortress, but this 1,000-room palace was home to Tibet's Dalai Lamas for 400 years until communist rule in 1959. Good night, Ashna. Thank you so much for playing along. I hope I'll see you again next week for some more trivia. Sorry it's so late at night your time. Thanks, Ashna. But, the Earth is a sphere. There's no time that works for everybody, right? Great. I'll see you then. Have a good night. Sleep well. And James got it. It's the Potala Palace. Very good, James. The answer is the Potala Palace. The Potala Palace. I think they use it as a museum now. I believe so. Next location. This hill in outer Jerusalem was once covered in olive groves and remains one of the most important religious sites for Christians and Jews alike. This hill in outer Jerusalem was once covered in olive groves. No, Daryl, the earth is not flat. You're welcome, Farouk. I'm glad you're learning. There's always space in our brains to learn cool facts about the world. This hill in outer Jerusalem was once covered in olive groves and remains one of the most important religious sites for Christians and Jews alike. Any guesses? Very interesting spot in Jerusalem. I was just talking with my brother-in-law while I was writing all these out about how close all of the important sites in Jerusalem are. They're like within blocks of each other. And it's like, wow, to me that's so much important religious history happened within like a couple of city blocks. Like important places for so many religions, right? Anyway. This hill in outer Jerusalem was once covered in olive groves. Not the Temple Mount, Ferg. It's literally across the street from the Temple Mount. And James got it. It's the Mount of Olives. You got it too, Renee. It's the Mount of Olives. Good job, James. It is the Mount of Olives. Next location. This one's an easy one too, so get ready. Oh, good job, James. You got it. Next location. Deep inside these mammoth stone structures, the ancient Egyptians entombed their most important people. Deep within these mammoth stone structures, the ancient Egyptians entombed their most important people, and volatile patient got it first. It's the pyramids of Giza. Very good. The answer is the Great Pyramids of Giza. I had like a tiny heart attack while I was reading that because this thing down here that you can't see is saying that no sound is coming out of my microphone. But obviously it is, because how else would you be answering? And I had a moment where I was like, has my sound been off this entire time? But like, obviously not, right? So I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Daryl's been to the pyramids. Oh, how amazing. I can't even comprehend how incredible that must be. I don't know why. You know the little sound bar that goes when you say something and it like bounces? It's not going, so. But obviously I've been doing this for 2 hours and you're all been answering, so obviously you all can hear me. Maybe I'm just talking so quietly it's not bouncing, but moving on. Next location. Carved from the top down out of volcanic rock, these 11 stone churches are joined by narrow, winding passages. Carved from the top down out of volcanic rock, these 11 stone churches are joined by narrow, winding passages. Yes, James. This one's not an obvious one. This one has an actual name. Oh, we hit 30 likes. Thank you so much, guys, for giving this video a thumbs up. We hit my goal of 30 likes today. So feel free, though, if you've not liked this video yet, please give it a little thumbs up. It really helps out the algorithm. James got it now. It's Lalibela. Very good, James. The answer is Lalibela. Lalibela. Next location. I have to cough, so let me mute it real quick. It's going to go quiet. Okay. I needed to go. Next location. This national park is known for glaciers, ice fields, conifer forests, and the beautiful turquoise waters of the glacial lake moraine. This national park is known for glaciers, ice fields, conifer forests, and the beautiful turquoise waters of the glacial lake moraine. I'm glad, Marcus. Good to see you. It's not in Iceland, Harry Potter, and it's not Yellowstone either, Farouk. I know this national park. Yeah, River Echo got it. It is Banff National Park. I was going to say, I know this for like skiing and snow sports, but all the glacial stuff too. It is Banff, is what I was looking for. Banff. Lake Moraine was the big clue there. Banff is the answer. Good job, Marley. Next location. This distinctly shaped building is home to the U.S. Department of Defense. It's the world's largest office building. Yeah, I know, Marley. I figure. And volatile patient got it. It's the Pentagon. Very good, volatile. The answer is the Pentagon. My day's going well, Marcus. I'll be having dinner after this live stream, I think. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. But yes, the answer is the Pentagon. Did you know the Pentagon is the world's largest office building? I did not know that. Will Harry Potter magically answer all the questions? Well, it's not Hermione, so we won't have to worry about that. It's just Harry. If it was Hermione here, then that would be a different story. Next location. If this rainforest was its own country, it would be one of the largest in the world at 2 million square miles. If this rainforest was its own country, it would be one of the largest in the world at 2 million square miles. And Farouk got it. It's the Amazon. Very good, Farouk. The answer is the Amazon. Next location. River Africa's making me laugh. For a bird's eye view of New Zealand's biggest city, travel to the top of this 1,000-foot tower. 2 million square miles is pretty big. For a bird's eye view of New Zealand's biggest city, travel to the top of this 1,000-foot tower. And James got it. It's the Sky Tower. Good job, James. The answer is the Sky Tower in Auckland. Yes, the Sky Tower. Next location. Sitting atop an extinct volcano, the current castle dates from the 12th century, but people have lived on Castle Rock since the Bronze Age. Sitting atop an extinct volcano, the current castle dates from the 12th century, but people have lived on Castle Rock since the Bronze Age. Sitting atop an extinct volcano, which I did not know. The current castle dates from the 12th century, but people have lived on Castle Rock since the Bronze Age. And James got it. It is Edinburgh Castle. Very good, James. The answer is the Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle. Next location. It was once possible to flood this ancient amphitheater so that the 50,000 strong crowd could watch pretend naval battles. It could have been Hogwarts right there. And Volatile got it. It's the Colosseum. Very good. Volatile patient. The answer is the Colosseum. I was reading a thing that they're trying to rebuild a lot of the underground stage mechanics of the Colosseum so that they can do things like flooded, like they used to do. River Echo has been there. It sounds so incredible. So amazing to see. Even like part of it is collapsed. It's still like wild, right? In 2007, they're doing late maintenance. Yeah, they're always doing maintenance on it. It's very old and could crumble very easily. So yeah, one of those places that's always been maintained. Goodbye, James. Thank you so much. JJ's going to sleep too. Yes. Yeah, it is crumbling. That's right, Daryl. Good night to James and JJ. Yeah, I have maybe like 15 more questions, and then I'm gonna head out too because it sounds like you're all falling asleep. So let me finish this. But good night to you both. Thank you so much for playing, and I hope you come back next week. Next location. This is the biggest active fortress in Europe. It contains 5 palaces, 4 cathedrals, and is home to the Russian president. This is the biggest active fortress in Europe. Thanks, Daryl. ISA got it. It is Kremlin. Good to see you. See, I knew a South American person would pop up near the end. The Kremlin is the answer. Very good, ISA. The Kremlin is the answer. Next location. I was saying ISA, like there's usually South Americans here, but they come toward the end. And here you are. Next location. With the body of a lion and the head of a human, this statue is 65 feet tall and 240 feet long. I need to stretch too. I've been sitting way too long. The body of a lion and the head of a human. And River Echo got it. It is the Sphinx. Very good, River Echo. Another place Daryl must have been to. If you've been to the pyramid, you have to have seen the Sphinx. Very good, River Echo. The answer is the Sphinx. The Sphinx. 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 Next location. It's become the symbol of America, but was given to the USA by France. The statue is made of copper, and the monument is 300 feet tall. And ISA got it. It's the Statue of Liberty. Very good. ISA, the Statue of Liberty is the answer. Let's see. Yep, we've got 9 left. Here we go. Next location. Perched at the edge of Sydney Harbor, this building looks like it could sail away. Don't worry, Daryl, we're all getting sleepy. That's okay. Perched at the edge of Sydney Harbor, this building looks like it could sail away. And Volatile got it first. It is the Sydney Opera House. Very good, Volatile. The answer is the Sydney Opera House. Another word I realized I can't say with my accent. Even when I try ASMR, I still say Sydney, 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 not Sydney, Sydney, Sydney. Moving on. Next location. This 11th century fortress has been a prison, an execution chamber, a royal palace, a zoo, an armory, an army barracks, and a jewel house. This 11th century fortress has been a prison, an execution chamber, a royal palace, a zoo, an armory, an army barracks, and a jewel house. And Harry Potter got it. It is the Tower of London. Very good, Harry Potter. The answer is the Tower of London. That's really weird to say. It's always fun when fictional characters pop up in the chat. Yes. Good job, Harry. Next location. Hey, Lionheart. Lionheart, I am so sorry. I am almost done for the night. I'm so sorry you joined so late. I'm going to leave a little earlier than I normally do. But I've got a few questions left if you want to play along. Next location. Legend says that if you throw a coin into the fountain, you will make a return trip to Rome. That's okay. I've got lots of Slytherin things too, Daryl. It's okay. Hey, Connor. And Volatile got it. It is the Trevi Fountain. Very good, Volatile. The answer is the Trevi Fountain. The Trevi Fountain. Next location. This cobblestoned square is Russia's ceremonial center and a major meeting point. Don't miss the fairy tale building that is St. Basil's Cathedral. This cobblestoned square is Russia's ceremonial center and a major meeting point. And Volatile got it first. It's the Red Square. Very good, Volatile. The answer is the Red Square. Red Square. Next location. Around 50 ships pass through this from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea every day. Around 50 ships pass through this from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea every day. My chair is cracking loud. And ISA got it first. It is the Suez Canal. Very good, ISA. The answer is the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal. Next location. Australia is famous for beautiful beaches, but few are more famous than this stretch of sand in Sydney's east. Australia is famous for beautiful beaches, but this one that Lionheart got first is Bondi Beach. Bondi Beach is the answer. Good job, Lionheart. The answer is Bondi Beach. Next location. Connor, I have not been to Wales, but I would very much love to do so. Me and Daryl will definitely hang out when we visit Wales. Absolutely. Next location. This palace became the primary residence of the British monarchy when Queen Victoria came to the throne in 1837. This Lionheart got it. It is Buckingham Palace. Very good, Lionheart. The answer is Buckingham Palace. Next location. It's the world's largest freshwater lake and holds an extraordinary 20% of Earth's unfrozen fresh water. It's the world's largest freshwater lake and holds an extraordinary 20% of Earth's unfrozen fresh water. Lots of Welsh people here, I think so. Or people who appreciate the Welsh too. It's the world's largest freshwater lake. My chair is going at it. It's actually not Lake Superior or Lake Victoria. It's the largest because it's the deepest, like it holds the most water out of any other freshwater lake. It does contain 20% of Earth's unfrozen fresh water. Your grand new Dylan Thomas? That's wild. That's crazy. Not Lake Michigan. It is Lake Baikal. Very good, volatile patient. The answer is Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal. Next location. Let's see. This complex was built over the course of 2,000 years, with each pharaoh leaving their own tribute to the gods. Will's here, and yes, Lake Baikal is my favorite lake. I think it's absolutely fascinating. It's not the pyramids, Lionheart. This complex was built over the course of 2,000 years, with each pharaoh leaving their own tribute to the gods. Not Petra. There we go. I had to crack my ankle. It's a temple complex in Egypt. I would say like southern Egypt, which means it's the northern Nile, right? The upper Nile, I should say. And it's a big temple complex, and each pharaoh used it differently when they were worshiping there. And lots of different constructions happened there with each different pharaoh. Does anyone know what it was called? My goodness, my poor chair is just creaking and cracking. I'm barely even moving. It's creaking. Let's see. This complex was built over the course of 2,000 years, with each pharaoh leaving their own tribute to the gods. I think, because I know I have a History Magazine article about this place, I should probably do a video with it. Because I remember one time, not Luxor, it's near Luxor, Daryl, but it's not Luxor. I was reading this article for a video, and something happened, and I had to stop filming, and I just never got back to reading this article. So I almost made a video about this place at one point, but it fell through. Right? It's Luxor's in Upper Egypt, right? It's not near like Cairo or anything. Pharaohplex. Incorrect. But that does sound pretty cool. Okay, it starts with the letter K. It starts with the letter K as in kite. It starts with the letter K. This temple complex is built over the course of 2,000 years, with each pharaoh leaving their own tribute to the gods. It starts with the letter K. It is Karnak. Very good, volatile patient. It is Karnak. The Karnak Temple Complex. Karnak is the answer. Good job, volatile patient. This is the last one. And then I'm going to go because this is making me very sleepy. I got up really early, like before the sun today. So I'm going to have an early night, I think. Especially since I have to film some stuff for you guys tomorrow. So, last location. This palace became a favorite of King Henry VIII, who liked to bring guests here so they would be impressed by his wealth and power. This palace was a favorite of King Henry VIII. And Volatile Patient got it. It is Hampton Court. Very good. Volatile Patient. The answer is Hampton Court. Hampton Court is the answer. Okay. So, thank you all for joining me tonight. I will be here same time next week. It is my time, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Whatever time that works for you, that's the time it is. Depending on where you are on the planet, you get to figure it out yourselves because you're scattered all around. So I can't possibly tell you when that time is for you. So it is Wednesday, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. You're welcome, Mandy. You know, every time, Mandy, you put in an answer, you got it right. I noticed that. So don't worry. You did fantastic. You're very welcome, you guys. So I have started doing surprise lives again. Whenever it's the middle of the night and I don't want to film, but I still want to do ASMR, or if something goes wrong with filming and I have all of this ready to go, I just randomly go live. So please make sure you ring the bell below the videos. Ring that little bell because then it'll notify you whenever a video goes up and whenever I go live. So you won't miss out on surprise lives. We do easy trivia typically. Last time it wasn't so easy, but we tend to do the easier trivia in the middle of the night, and we hang out and chit chat and everything in the middle of the night. At least my time. It's like daytime in Europe then. Thanks, Lionheart. I hope I see you again next week too. So yes, ring the bell for that. Tonight I'm going to be filming an ASMR Around the World video in Nigeria, so look forward to that. My first African place in the series, so I'm excited for that. And look forward to that as well. Tonight's video is a whisper video about South America, some weird, wacky places in South America. So be sure to check that out too if you want some whispers tonight. And I think that is it. So thank you again so much. Oh, you're welcome, Marcus. Thank you so much. You guys are all so sweet. Excellent, Daryl. Yeah, if you're still awake during this, I've got a new video up that was up just half an hour ago for you to fall asleep to my whisper sound. So, and the neighbor upstairs is also wishing you all good night by creaking as loud as possible right above my head. So with that being said, thank you all so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you all next week or possibly sooner. Bye, you guys. Thank you.